What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Megan and today I'm going to be answering your questions about San Diego State University because in regards to my two previous videos I've made, the one about all the truths about San Diego State University and the campus tour of San Diego State University, y'all have been asking me so many questions in the comments and on my Instagram DMs, so I thought I would just make another video answering all these questions that y'all have. So if you don't know, I am a sophomore at, God, no I'm not, I'm a junior now. Oh my god, that's so sad. Okay, wow. I'm a junior at San Diego State University. Well, I will be in the fall. And these past 2 years, I've absolutely loved my time at San Diego State, and it has been hands down the best 2 years of my life. And I love talking about the school. I love like sharing my experience and what I've noticed and what I've come to learn and everything with y'all. And so I have all these questions that y'all asked that I'm just gonna be answering throughout this video. And if you have any more questions, please feel free to contact me on my Instagram. Here's my handle for that, or just in the comments of these videos. I love like helping y'all out, especially with campus closed and everything that's going on. I can only imagine how stressful it is choosing a college for y'all to attend this upcoming fall, so I just want to help out as much as I can because I love the school and I want everyone to go here. So yeah, let's get going. The question I get asked a lot is in regards to the honors college, if I liked it, what the process was getting in, if you can join as a transfer, and just like all of that stuff about the honors college. So I originally applied to the honors college in March, my senior year, before going into San Diego State, and I got accepted. I think all you have to do is write an essay. I'm not really sure, I kind of forget the whole process, it was a long time ago. But I got into the honors college, and my freshman year, first semester, I took my 2 honors classes. One of them is a general honors class that everyone has to take, and I will say it is pretty boring. I didn't really attend it. It was kind of pointless, I think, but it did just go over like basic life skills and college skills and job skills and all of that, so it kind of was helpful, but I just didn't find it of interest. But every single honors college, their freshman first semester, they take that class, so everyone's all in it together. But yeah, that class, I don't know, it was kind of useless, whatever. But then my other class that I took, which was Honors 113, I took the one called Living Your Calling, and that was hands down my favorite class I've ever taken in my whole entire life. It completely changed my perspective on life, and it gave me like just a happier, more positive outlook on it. And that teacher was hands down my favorite teacher, professor I've ever had in my whole entire life. So for that reason alone, like that one class, I highly recommend the honors college. It does also just look good like on a resume saying that you are in the honors college. The classes aren't hard also. A lot of people ask if the honors classes are harder and if it's just like a waste of time. I personally don't think so. I think the options in the honors classes that you can take are really interesting classes that you don't get to choose in just like your normal college curriculum. So I've loved the honors classes. A challenge I have found though is getting into the classes. There's only like 20 kids per class, which is amazing because at San Diego State University, most of your classes are large lectures. So in the honors college, your classes are like the smallest classes you will ever have at San Diego State. And it's like a good change of scenery. But because the classes are so small and only so many kids can take the classes, unless you have an early selection date for when you're scheduling your classes, they are hard to get into. So I haven't taken an honors class since my first semester freshman year, but I hope my junior spring, once I'm back from abroad, I'll be able to take my honors classes. I think in total there's only 6 or 7 honors classes throughout all of college that you have to take. But as I said previously, like the classes are so interesting, they're so fun, they're not that hard. Like some classes, yes, you do have to do more reading than others. Like my class I had my freshman year, I didn't have to do any readings for, but I know other classes had to read a lot. So it really just depends the classes that you choose, but they are really interesting. I highly recommend it. It doesn't add any more difficulty to your college like path, and it's just like a great thing to have on your resume, I think. Another question I get asked a lot is what my grades were going into San Diego State and like getting accepted and all of that. I know as an out-of-state student, it is so different, the standards, than what in-state students have. I personally had a 4.0 coming out of high school, and I had a 30 overall on my ACT, I think. But I know kids from out of state that got in with like a 20 on their ACT and a 3.2. And so I think when you're an out-of-state student, you have so much more leniency in your grades, because then I also have heard from my California friends that kids from their high schools that had 4.3s and 36s on their ACTs didn't get in. So I can't really speak to in-state students because I'm not a California resident, but I know when you're a California resident, it is a lot harder to get into San Diego State than being an out-of-state student. But if you're an out-of-state student, I think you kind of have it pretty easy. Like as I said before, you can get in with a really poor ACT score and not so great of a GPA. But me personally, I had a 4.0 and a 30 on my ACT, and if that helps for like honors college, I know the honors college average when I was going in was like a 30 on the ACT and like a 3.9 I think, and so like I just like met those standards, and so that's why I think I got into the honors college. And I think if I had an essay, I think it was a good essay probably. Maybe I worked really hard because I really want to get into the honors college at San Diego State, because for me personally, like going back to just like test scores, I knew it was like an easy school for me to get into, being an out-of-state resident, and just like looking at the standards from like what my high school gave me for what I needed to get into there. And so I looked at San Diego State as like a less intelligent school than some other schools that I was applying to, so I kind of thought like, oh, this is really easy, I'm gonna get in. So then once I got in, I was like, okay, now I have to be in the honors college to like make it look better for myself, because I didn't want to just say like, oh, I'm going to San Diego State. I wanted to say like, oh, I'm going to San Diego State University and I'm in the Weber Honors College. So that was like my whole perspective and outlook on getting into San Diego State, and like having to be in the honors college to like make myself feel better about going there, I guess, because I didn't view it as like a really rigorous school to get into. But then once I was in and I met California students, and they said, oh no, like I was one or two people to get in from my high school, like kids that were so smart and ended up going to like a different UC didn't get in here, so that like made me feel better about it, I guess. I get asked a lot of questions about rush. I made a few videos about rush at San Diego State. I may make a whole nother one just specifically talking about rush at San Diego State. A lot of people ask if it's easy. I don't really think there's like a direct answer to that. It just depends the year, it depends who you are, it depends your luck, it depends the whole process. Whatever happens, happens, so it just depends the year. Yes, they do take transfer students when rushing. They have like a certain amount that they can take or will take, and same with like if you're an upperclassman, you can rush. If you're like a junior or senior, you still have the ability to rush, and you're still given a fair shot when rushing. Another question I get asked is if you're allowed to choose your freshman dorm. The answer to that is no, it is random, so it's kind of like, good luck, Charlie. Literally not any of the dorms are super bad as a freshman. The one that, I don't even know if it's a freshman dorm anymore, but Queek, it's just like less social, I think, because it's suite style. But overall, like all the freshman dorms are really amazing. I personally lived in Zura. I loved it so much. The new dorm's beautiful, like Quackatech, I don't know how to call it. Maya and Omeka also just got renovated.
I'm not finding anything for the new dorm.
Maya and Omeka also just got renovated, so they're new dorms. They're all really nice, and so really whatever you get, you get. UT, I know, Chappie and the new dorm, they are further away than the cluster of freshman dorms that is established on campus, but besides that, whatever you get, kind of just get, and you make the most out of it. That's what I've come to learn. Like people who lived in a crappy dorm, they became really close because they like bond over the fact that like, oh crap, we all live in this like shitty dorm together. Another question I got asked is if you need your car on campus. I think that it is a rule now that freshmen can't have a car on campus. My freshman year, I didn't have my car on campus either, and I just used Zipcar a lot, which is this car sharing app that you can just like rent cars and just drive wherever you want for however long, and you don't have to pay for gas, and you're just paying like a flat rate, I think, of like $7.50 to $9 an hour. So I used that a lot my freshman year because I just loved getting off campus. I think the location of the school allows for you to do so much, and you have to like make use of the area you're in. So definitely going off campus was something I did a lot my freshman year, but I didn't have a car, but I Ubered, or I had my friends that did have cars drive me places, or I used Zipcar. So as I was saying, I don't think freshmen are allowed to have cars anymore unless you get like approved for it. You don't obviously need a car, but it is helpful to have, I have found, but you can definitely make use of San Diego and the whole area and just being able to explore and live without a car. Another question I got asked is if being an out-of-state student was like a culture shock or anything like that. I'm from New Jersey. 90% of the school, I think, is from California, and it's really funny because when you first start meeting people, like the first like few weeks of freshman year, it feels like every single person's from the Bay Area. Like, and I'm not even kidding when I say that. The amount of people I met, I was like, hey, like my name's Megan, blah blah blah, like where are you from? And they'd be like, oh, the Bay Area. And I'm like, oh, I don't know anything about the Bay Area besides San Francisco. So you definitely do learn a lot about California culture and geography and all of that. And there are major differences, I think, that you will start to notice throughout your time at San Diego State between like East Coast kids and California kids. Not that it's like anything so dramatic that you can't keep living your life, whatever, but there are notices that you will learn about like the level of being chill and just like intelligence in regards to literally geography of America, I have found. And just like other small things that you'll notice differences, but it's nothing like crazy. Like there's no massive culture shock where it's really hard to adapt to. And also another question going off of that I get asked a lot is if going to a school far away from home is hard. I personally don't think so. My whole perspective on that is that no matter where you are, for the most part. You can just get on a plane and go home. And so if it's a 2-hour plane ride or if it's a 6-hour plane ride, like it's still just a plane ride. And if like you really want to go home or have to go home, you can go home. Like nothing's stopping you from not, obviously, besides maybe a plane ticket being crazy expensive. But distance I haven't found to be a struggle at all. I love the distance. I love the new change of scenery, the new perspective that I'm giving being out in California. It is a completely different way of life. After I literally just went on a rant saying it's not that different, but it is more different. Like California lifestyle is just really chill. Everyone's happy, outdoorsy, just like really positive, I have found, compared to like East Coast where everyone's all like, rah, gotta get things done right away on a fast schedule. So it is different in that way, but the distance I haven't had an issue with at all, and I've really come to appreciate it. Even though I'm a mama's girl and I'm best friends with my mom, it's all good. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you go to San Diego State University. It will be the best time of your life, hands down, guaranteed, cross my heart. And if you have any more questions that I forgot to answer or just anything, please be sure to contact me. I love helping y'all out, and yeah, go Aztecs.